Okay. So, up here, you will always have questions about viruses and bacteria. Now, right now, we did not review yet the types of bacteria, which are the archaeobacteria and the eubacteria. But they will ask you the difference between viruses and bacteria. I can almost guarantee you that there will be a question and the answer is viruses are dead. Or the other question, or the thing they'll say, what do viruses have in common with all other living things? Because remember, viruses are not living. They have to have some kind of nucleic acid in the middle, okay? They don't have anything else similarly. They can't reproduce by themselves. They can't use energy by themselves. They can't grow and adapt by themselves, okay? They don't have organelles. So they are not alive, but remember, viruses only have two things. They have DNA in the inside, DNA or RNA, so they have genetic material, and they have a protein capsid. So, do we have capsids? No, but do we have a nucleic acid? Yes. Okay, so, microorganisms, microscopic, okay? Bacteria and viruses. So first off, I want to go over bacteria. So, bad bacteria. Bacteria get a rap because everybody's like, oh, bacteria, horrible. Oh, we don't want to get a bacterial infection. Strep throat, bacteria. Oh, I have staph, bacteria. Yes, there are a lot of bad bacteria, but guess what? You have like way more good bacteria living in your gut. Okay, I had this thing called Kombucha yesterday. I don't know if y'all know what that is. It's a fermented drink, and it has a bunch of good bacteria that go into your, they just flavor it. It tastes good. It's the same as eating sauerkraut or pickles. Some of these good fermented foods that put back bacteria.
It's super popular, like, okay, so you know people eat like black-eyed peas or whatever here? So like a super popular like New Year's food in Asia is the fermented beans, and it looks like this like kind of like this sticky, gooey, like it's fermented.
Yeah.
So that's what it looks like. Anyways, yeah.
It probably is good. So where I'm from, it's pork and sauerkraut, which is also fermented. And actually, I know this is going off topic. Sorry, guys. But after any of us have to take antibiotics, because I guess we're gonna get there. Look at me. Antibiotics kill all bacteria in your whole body, right? They kill all of it. So you got bad bacteria. You use antibiotics to kill that strep throat. It's a strep, but you just killed all the good bacteria. After you take antibiotics, you have to take what are called probiotics, which help grow back the good bacteria. That's, they're in usually probiotic drops, whatever, or you can have fermented foods that contain a lot of probiotics, like sauerkrauts, kombucha, anything fermented. Even my dog, y'all, I'm crazy like this. My dog had some skin issues, was on really strong antibiotics 2 times, 1 month and the next month. So guess what I'm doing? Giving my dog probiotics, okay? Because I want him to heal his gut, okay? So, bad bacteria get you sick, strep, staph, all that fun stuff, salmonella. Good bacteria live inside your intestines and help you break down food. Oh, kind of like yogurt too. I forgot about that one. Cheeses and yogurts, they give us good bacteria, okay? So we grow it up, okay? Now, they function as decomposers to help break down dead organisms and cycle the nutrients through nutrients. So, bad bacteria get us sick, good bacteria help us heal, help us with our gut. And then there's also bacteria that function as decomposers. Remember, they're not fungi, but they still are decomposers, help recycle that nitrogen and carbon back into the earth. Okay, they're alive, they reproduce. Bacteria, prokaryote, no nucleus. So remember, bacteria have that cell membrane, have that cell wall. They have cilia, have a flagella, have some kind of nucleic acid, so they have genetic material, have ribosomes. They're just prokaryotes because they are no nucleus. Okay, now let's talk about, actually we're gonna answer a couple questions. So number 1, you could look at this on your pocket. In this food web, the bacteria probably function as, okay, so at first, bacteria is on the bottom, and people might be like, oh, it's a producer. Bacteria are not producers, y'all. And also, it says grass. Grass is our producer. But it seems like everything eventually goes to a bacteria. So in here, bacteria eat the possums, eat the grass, eat the quail. They don't really eat it. They're not necessarily like predators. So what would y'all think the bacteria are? Producers, herbivores, decomposers, carnivores? Decomposers. Some people might, so circle C. Some people might say they're herbivores because they eat plants and animals. Well, they break them down, okay?
Miss Connor, herbivore does not eat plants and animals.
I'm sorry, I meant omnivores, my bad. Oh wait, that wasn't even a choice.
Oh, did I? I just got Miss Connor.
I know you did, it's okay. I don't know where I'm getting coming from. I meant to say omnivores. Sorry guys. So, next one. A student researching bacteria concluded a report with the claim, all bacteria disrupt the health of organisms they inhibit, including humans. Now, always be leery when something says all, because does usually all things fall into the same category? No. We gotta be leery. Okay. All bacteria disrupt. So they're calling all bacteria bad. Let's figure out which statement correctly addresses the validity of this claim. The claim is valid. What does validity mean? Valid.
Good. I don't know how to explain it, but yes.
Yes. So say if somebody says to you, you shouldn't go out because you have school the next day. You're like, okay, that's valid. It means, yes, I agree. Like,
True.
that's true, yeah. Invalid would be like,
Not right.
not right. Yeah, you don't ever need math in your life. Yes, you do. That's not valid. Okay. So, the claim is valid. Well, first off, y'all, we decided the claim was not valid, so I'm not even going to entertain this, okay? The claim is invalid. I like that one because there are many types of bacteria that help organisms maintain homeostasis. That is correct. That's a really great one. The claim is invalid because only microorganisms such as viruses. Okay, they called viruses an organism. Are they an organism? No. They're a virus. They're not an organism. They're not a living organism. Good. The claim is valid. Nope, we already said it's invalid. So I think this is a pretty fair question to where bacteria help us. Which one said that they also help us? B. Okay. I'm going to give everybody time to do these. So a lot of these we're doing together. Okay, ready? Some antibiotics cause patients to exhibit digestive side effects. These side effects are most often the result of, so ready? You have strep throat. You're taking antibiotics to kill that strep throat. But guys, antibiotics don't just target strep. They target all bacteria. So if you have bacteria on your body, in your body, we know you have it in your gut. It's not going to just pick and choose. So it's going to kill all of it, okay? Now, you've got billions of cultures in your stomach and you're just killing them. Do you think your stomach's going to be happy? Okay, let that help you with this question here. Don't shout it out, answer it for yourself. So, some antibiotics cause patients to exhibit digestive side effects. These side effects are most often the result of, don't shout it out, bacteria being killed in the digestive tract, the antibiotics being converted into stomach acid, too much water being drawn into the digestive tract, the stomach wall being torn. Pick one. Okay, so I just described it to you. Bacteria being killed in the digestive tract and you feeling upset about it. It really doesn't have to do with water being drawn in. It has to be you just killed a bunch of stuff and you're not feeling good, okay? So some of y'all might take antibiotics and actually throw up because of it. You've heard of that, okay? Okay, next one. Some bacteria thrive in hostile environments, such as salt flats, boiling hot springs, and carbonate rock interiors, primarily because of the bacteria's what? Now they're describing what are called archaeobacteria, where they like harsh conditions. So what about them helps them do this? Don't shout it out. Biochemical diversity, small size, round shape, methods of movement. So what of these would help it survive in these hostile conditions. Circle it, I'm gonna come around and check it. I mean, a lot of these are true, but only one of them is gonna help them survive. Good job. Good, a lot of y'all got it. Okay, so guys, being small doesn't help you. Being round doesn't help you. Who cares how you move? You are diverse.
It helps you to know I was right. I was right.
You are diverse, okay?
I put a question mark next to small sizes, but I think.
Because you knew bacteria. See, that's what they do try to trick you. They're like, well, this is true, but not for the question. Okay, last one. Some bacteria benefit mammals by helping with. So what does the good do? Do they help you grow, defend, digest, respirate? You could just yell it out. Digest. Okay. So guys, we're going to go there.
Oh, I'm gone.
No.
The reason why corn comes out the same way it goes in is because we cannot digest them, okay? We do not make the enzymes and the bacteria can't, okay? But pretty much anything we eat that cannot be digested by our enzymes or our enzymes, stomach acid, gets broken down by bacteria as well, okay? They actually do these things called stool cultures. You know what your stool is?
Yes.
Okay, where they could tell how well your enzymes are working and how well your bacteria, how good of a flora, how good of a bacterial flora you have based on what your poop looks like. If you've got a bunch of nutrients still in your poop, do you think your body's doing its job? No. So you could tell a lot about number 1 and number 2. Remember, we're video.
Okay, so if bacteria, no, it has nothing to do with doo-doo.
Uh-huh.
So bacteria, right, it has a hard time like breaking down corn in general.
Uh-huh.
Is that why like when you see like old like piles of corn, it's not like broken down, it's just kind of like hard and or brown and like all that stuff?
That has more.
Yeah,
I'd have to look into that, but the crazy thing is I read this article recently about farmers increasing corn production, and at first we're like, yay, more food. They're getting them to make corn for high fructose corn syrup, for chips and other things. So we're not making more fresh vegetables, we're making more high fructose corn syrup, okay? And I think that's the corn, like, cause some of the corn is like more edible than the others, and that's used for different
If you can't like digest corn in like yourself, like I wonder if like it breaks down in general, like how long it takes for it. I feel like it takes longer than other foods to break down because you can't break it down in your stomach.
It's the same as how cows. Remember, cows are ruminants. Ruminants have multiple stomachs. They literally have to break down in one stomach. Okay, we didn't fully break down. Go to the next stomach. More enzymes break down. They need their 4 stomachs and all the enzymes to break down grass. That's why we don't break down grass. We got one stomach. It'd be really cool if we could eat grass because that would, that would save a lot of starving people. But okay. Now let's talk about viruses. Okay, there will be up here one question about viruses. At least there may be some about viruses versus bacteria, viruses versus living things, but there will be one virus question. So remember, key things about viruses. They are dead. They cannot be killed. They cannot be killed by antibiotics. So the best thing you can do when you have a viral infection like the flu, coronavirus, is number 1, strengthen your immune system, because the only way to get rid of viruses is for your immune cells to get rid of them. So if you're eating sugar and if you're not sleeping well and not taking, eating good foods or taking supplements, your immune system is going to take a lot longer to fight that, and you may be sicker longer than your neighbor, whoever is, okay? Best way to fight things is just always go outside and get your vitamin D. Okay, just absorb it. Okay. But the reason why we're sicker during cold and flu season in the fall and the winter is because do we go outside and absorb our vitamin D? No. It's cold. It helps churn. Yep. Okay, so guys up here, Viruses must reproduce inside living cells. They need what's called a host, right? They can't reproduce by themselves. They need a host. If you can't reproduce by yourself, you are not alive. You're not an organism. You're not cellular, okay? Viruses are not susceptible to antibiotics. Viruses are dangerous because they destroy living cells. Now, sometimes they don't destroy all the living cells. We'll go into the viral reproduction to where some cells get destroyed, okay? Now, here is what a virus is. So look up here. All of this around here and all of it being built, I almost picture this as a ping pong ball with little spikes coming out of it. I wish I had literally.
So it's like a sea urchin?
Yes. Or this is what I actually did. One year, I took a ping pong ball and shoved little tacks in it, the ones that have the kind of like the knobby thing to it, and it literally looked like a virus. Okay, but what I'm saying is, everything that builds on the outside of a virus is called a protein capsid. It's protein capsid. So it's made by the biomolecule protein. Everything on the inside, that's its genetic material, is built by a nucleic acid. Viruses can be DNA-based or RNA-based, okay? So guys, it's literally a hollow, I'm like shaking it, it's a hollow protein capsid with DNA inside, or RNA, some kind of nucleic thing. So if we had to compare this virus to anything that was alive, whether it was a plant cell, animal cell, bacteria, you see where I'm getting at? We don't have protein capsids, but just like they've got nucleic acid, we've got nucleic acid, nucleic acid, nucleic acid. DNA, 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 could be DNA or RNA, doesn't matter, it's just a nucleic acid, okay? So, this is the influenza virus. This is the one that kind of looks like that ping pong ball with spikes. This is a bacteria virus, a bacteriophage. Looks like a walking computer, really grosses me out. But pretty much all of this stuff that looks like it's different parts is just a protein capsid. It's just the protein shell, okay?
Am I the only one that thinks that it looks like something NASA would send to Mars?
Yeah. Okay, so there are two cycles. So look up here. Remember the amoeba sisters? They said there's one called the lytic, L-Y-T-I-C, and the lysogenic, L-Y-S-O-G-E-N-I-C. You're not going to remember these, so remember this is the cheat way. Lytic is a short word, right? So it's the short explosion, good. The short, quick one, but it's also like a lit match. It's going to explode. Lysogenic, the longer, sneakier cycle, okay? Longer word, longer, sneakier. Okay. So let's check it out. Lytic, you have attachment, injection. It's going to inject the viral messenger RNA, DNA, whatever. It's going to integrate it and start making new viruses, and the viruses are going to explode. Lytic is fast, guys. This is the flu. You cough or you drink after somebody with the flu, they cough on you, you get the flu within 1 or 2 or 3 days. That's really fast in the grand scheme of things, okay? This happens, your immune system says, oh my God, there's some cells just busting open with viruses. Immune cells, helper T cells, white blood cells, they all go there. They basically take care of the situation, okay?
Put them in jail.
They get rid of them, okay? Lysogenic, guys, longer, sneakier cycle. Okay, I know it's not colored, but look at this. We got our viral DNA being injected. Up here, viral DNA being incorporated. So guys, I'm just going to draw a little bit on there. So guys, what they're doing is they are replicating the virus, but can you tell there's viral DNA in there by the outside? No, I can tell there's a virus right here because it's busting and destroying. I can't tell. So this right here is like HIV and AIDS, where people have it for years and years and years. And it's sneakily hiding in all their cells. And then when your immune system is low, guess what? At any time, lysogenic, can turn into this. Because look, doesn't this look a lot like this? Anytime, this can become this and do that. Okay, or herpes.
I have a question.
So people with herpes, Like, you see those commercials, I haven't had a herpes outbreak for 6 months, I'm on Valtrex, whatever the medicine is. Okay, their cells have been pretty dormant, but when they have a herpes outbreak, this is what happens, especially like face herpes. When people are breaking out really bad, this is what's happening. Now, guys, that's sexually transmitted herpes. Cold sores are also a form of herpes that it's kind of like this, but it's not as contagious. Well, it is contagious. It's not as explosive, okay? Chicken pox, those pox are a form of herpes, okay? They're all from the herpes family.
Okay, so is an STD considered a bacterial infection or viral?
It can be both, so that's the deal. That's why they don't call them sexually transmitted viruses or sexually transmitted bacteria. They call them sexually transmitted infections because you get infected. And so, for example, I want to say gonorrhea and chlamydia are bacterial. Don't quote me.
What is gonorrhea?
Okay, so like, because I feel like I've heard people say that you could take medicine. Herpes, I want to say most are bacterial, but like genital warts and all that stuff, I feel like that's viral. Warts are viral. Herpes, I think, is viral. AIDS, HIV is viral.
Best class.
We'll look it up. I mean, I don't even know what the list of STDs are, but I'm telling you right now, about half are probably from due to sanitary purposes, bacteria, and the other half are gonna be viral. I don't want to give my spiel about that's why you have to be talking to your partners about stuff like that, but that's why you have to be talking. You don't want to be associated with this person for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? Just saying. Okay, now we're gonna start the questions. I did. I said half and half.
I said, what is, I want to know what, it kind of is off topic, I want to know what gonorrhea is.
I couldn't even, okay, so all I know is gonorrhea and chlamydia infect the genital region and cause probably pain and swelling. I guess you're gonna hear this, I don't know. I wasn't trying to get into this, but anyway, it's so serious that if women go undiagnosed with gonorrhea for 6 months, and remember, it doesn't have to hurt, it could just be in there, it can actually travel up your fallopian tubes and start eating away at your eggs. That's why it's very important to know who your partner is, know what they're doing, know that you're safe from all of these, is because men, HPV, they're saying men who have HPV, I'm not saying they all get blind, but they're saying there's a relation to like blindness. Like,
did you know that Colleen is is on the top 5 places in America to get an STD?
Colleen, Texas.
Colleen, yeah. In America, the
That's
top
crazy.
5 places.
There's not even a college there.
Oh, did you really?
She really just said,
Oh my god.
Okay, up here. So ready? Up here. Viruses differ from bacteria in that, here, we're going to do these two, and then I'm going to let y'all do the rest. Okay. Viruses differ from bacteria in that all viruses, remember, we hate the word all, but all viruses, don't yell at the answer, cause insect-borne diseases. All viruses can be destroyed by antibiotics. All viruses have rigid cell walls. All viruses must be reproduced in living cells. Answer it. So remember, all viruses okay. Flu virus, is that insect-borne? No. Flu can't be helped by antibiotics. That just kills biology, living things. Rigid cell walls, they don't have a cell wall, they got a protein capsid. So they must reproduce in cells. What is the cell that they take over called? The host. Good. Last one. One characteristic shared by a virus and a living cell is that both. So one characteristic shared by a virus and a cell. So what do they share? What do they have in common? Don't yell it out. Store genetic information in nucleic acids. Virus and cell have a crystalline structure. Cell and virus gain energy directly from the sun. Cell and virus use glucose for respiration. Okay, obvious. A. They have a nucleic acid because viruses have it in their, we never talk about crystalline structure. Viruses don't use energy and don't use glucose. Okay. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh,
Can we just
okay. I'm gonna give y'all 10 minutes. See how far you get. Okay, I'm gonna give you 10 minutes. See how far you get.
Alright.